is Natasha Binti Hashim.
Hi, my name is Lucinda Janana Song.
Hi, Ahmad Danish bin Jazlan.
Hi, my name is Awang Ashraful Mahmud bin Awang Amir Mahmud.
Hello, my name is Sherwin Anak Nicholas.
Hi, my name is Shannon Tonagurus.
For this case study, our group has chosen an article with an incident involving scaffolding collapsing in the middle of a construction site. Therefore, based on the article we used for this case study, our group will determine the possible causes of faults, propose befitting precautions, safety as well as correction measures for the incident based on our knowledge that we have learned from this course. An incident occurred in Sungai Buloh, Selangor on 19 June 2021 that involved a construction company. According to the article above, a metal scaffolding of a highway from Sungai Buloh to Kota Damansara and expanse of the Damansara to Shah Alam highway, also known as Dash, which was still under construction, collapsed around 7:14 p.m. on Saturday. Luckily, only 2 workers between the 20s and 40s during the time suffered light injuries and no involvement of any public users of the highway since the incident occurred in confined construction site. The rescue team arrived just on time after the incident was reported 13 minutes later. The incident was confirmed by the developer of Dash, Project Lintasan Kota Holdings, Pro Lintas. As being said, the emergency response team from Dash were at the scene during the time to handle the traffic and cleared the remains of the collapsed scaffolding, and both workers were brought immediately for treatment at Sungai Buloh Hospital as a stop work order was issued after. Before the incident, the 2 workers injured were on their duty just below the 12-meter tall construction site, as said in a report by Nur Azam Hamis, Director of Selangor Fire and Rescue Department. Lastly, the developer and main contractor involved has decided to give full cooperation to any parties for investigation regarding the incident.
Based on our observation of this accident, we could identify that the main causes for the scaffolding to collapse is because of technical factors, environmental factors, and organizational factors. Firstly, technical factors are one of the major causes of the scaffold to collapse. Based on our observation of the situation, design failure may have caused the scaffold to collapse. The design probably was changed without consulting experienced designers or engineers. This will result in the scaffold fail to properly secure and collapse. In addition, the scaffold may not have enough strength and stability. Along with the highway conditions, the scaffold may be placed on an unsteady surface and improper installation such as exceeding height standards. As a result, the scaffold was unable to withstand bad weather, especially strong winds, which caused it to collapse. Besides that, overloaded is an additional reason for the scaffold to collapse. An overloaded brickfield platform may exceed the maximum weight limit of scaffolding at the construction site. This will result in the condition of the scaffold was not safe and not suitable for the construction site because it does not meet the requirements along with being incapable to support the loads. Therefore, that is the reason the scaffold probably collapsed due to overload.
Next, for environment factor, changing environment condition can contribute towards scaffold collapse over time. In this case, the scaffold may not be able to withstand the wind load and cause the scaffold to collapse. As we know, weather changes can be highly risky when working at the height of a partially constructed building. Lastly, for organizational factor, it is possible that the scaffold may not have been properly inspected or maintained. This accident might have happened due to the negligence of the responsible workers that failed to ensure the scaffold was safe to use and monitor the scaffolding condition before and after conducting the work. In this article, the responsible worker may be unaware that the scaffold might be constructed using a defective material, or the component of the cross braces might have become loose or missing due to inadequate cross bracing. As a result, due to the negligence of the responsible worker, the scaffold easily collapsed as it was not be able to stay much longer due to the defective material and the missing or loosened scaffolding components.
Accidents that happen on the construction site are unpredictable as it can happen at any time. Thus, accident can be prevented by following the step of precaution where the accident can be minimized and prevented from happening. These are the steps of precaution that can happen to prevent the accident from the article happening again. First, by doing an inspection on scaffolding. Site supervisors are responsible for monitoring the scaffolding during, before and after work and ensure it is safe to use and follow the safety regulation. For example, check and tighten the bolt of scaffolding to prevent any loose. Next, ensuring the scaffolding stability. As we can see from the article, the scaffolding was not strong and stable enough, hence one of the major reasons it collapsed. Therefore, it is the best way to install the sole bolts and base plate at the bottom of the scaffolding in order to get a level base. Not only that, site supervisors and workers must ensure the ground conditions are stable enough for a safe work environment. Other than that, the responsible workers must ensure the scaffold does not exceed the maximum capacity for the scaffolding, which may lead to collapse. The workers should be aware of scaffolding materials before installing and using them. For example, the damaged and rusty scaffolding should not be used again as it cannot support the loads. Other than that, the workers need to ensure the scaffolding could stand wind load. This is because the strong wind could lead the scaffolding to collapse as it cannot hold the stress of strong wind. Therefore, the workers could provide additional support for the scaffolding as it can give a better and more strength to scaffolding. Last but not least, the workers must obey the workplace safety protocols in order to prevent any accident and injuries from happening.
Working at site with a scaffolding might be dangerous since it's involved with height. It could be a falling from a high level of scaffolding or an accident with a collapsed scaffolding and more. Based on the article, it shows that there is a problem with the scaffolding that makes it collapse and injures two of the workers. From this, we should take a safety measure to reduce the risk from the worst injury caused by a collapsed scaffolding. First, by wearing a safety helmet, it could give a worker extra protection on the most important body part. As we can see in the article, the scaffold collapsed and injured the worker underneath it. By taking safety precautions with using a helmet, it could reduce the risk of fatal injury on the head that could lead to death. Next, site workers should wear safety goggles when working near scaffolding too. It does not matter if they work underneath it or on top of it. If anything worse happened just like in the news, it could protect the workers' eyes and reduce the risk from getting blind and loss of their eyesight. Lastly, when working with scaffolding, it must be involved with height. Safety rope is the best safety equipment when working with height. When we are using safety ropes, it could protect the workers from falling from a high place, and if the worst case scenario such as collapsed scaffolding, the safety rope may have a chance to save someone's life by minimizing the impact force. When the cause of the accident have been investigated, it is important for us to do correction measures. Correction measures will make us learn and improve from our mistake and make sure it will not repeat for the next time. Here are some corrective measures that can be made based on the accident in the article. First, do not mix and combine scaffold style because it can lead to unstable and dangerous scaffold. Instead, build a scaffold individually based on its design and types so it will be safer and stable to use. It is important to know the right scaffolding to use at a site. Next, use good quality scaffolding material. It is important to select a good quality of scaffolding as this will affect its strength when used by a worker. Never use a rusty scaffold as this will have a great chance to collapse. Last but not least, ensure proper training for workers. It is important to ensure all workers are already trained with scaffolding. This will give them more experience on what to do to make more stable and proper scaffolding on site.
As a conclusion, accidents involving scaffolding should be taken seriously in the construction industry. Based on our analysis, we can find that there are a lot of possible causes of the accident in the article that we chose. The most common factors of collapse scaffolding are the environment factor, organizational factor, technical factor, and human factor. In order to prevent this accident from happening again, it is important for us to practice the precaution, safety, and corrective measure of the scaffolding. By practicing the corrective measure, we can find the causes and its solution so it won't happen again for the next time. We want to adopt a corrective and preventive action to ensure we can reduce and avoid repeating mistakes that could result in even worse outcomes at the construction site, such as accidents that could lead to fatal injury and death. In addition, proper inspection plays an important role in order to complete the project smoothly and to ensure safety of all workers by preventing and reducing accident and injuries. Not only that, the workers must give full cooperation by obeying the workplace safety protocols and following OSHA's construction standard in order to prevent any accident and injuries from happening.